Hello, welcome to the When I Have Spare Time podcast. My name is Frank, and I'll be sitting here talking to you for a few minutes as usual. I'm wearing clothes. Granted, you can't see me because there's no need to see me because we're talking about Jisoo from Blackpink, and since she's hot, um, I think she's the best option. Anyway, I think the biggest problem with Jisoo right now is that she's famous because she has nothing to do with her brother, but every single article starts out with because I was looking at the problem with Jisoo, and every article is let's where is it? Um, it says, oh, for those of you that don't know, Jisoo's brother was allegedly he's been arrested, but the charges are like sexual assault and blackmail, and then it turned out that he used to beat his wife allegedly. I mean, I guess it's all allegedly because I don't think he was arrested for beating his wife. But anyway, the point is, every single story, just like on Google, I just typed up G- Jisoo's brother. It's like Jisoo's brother's name deleted from the Netflix credit amid controversy. Yeah, Jisoo paid $10 million to delete her brother's name from the credits. But anyway, um, like every story, Blackpink, Jisoo's family life and childhood scar story resurfaced. See, the problem is every single story starts out with Jisoo's brother. Jisoo's brother. Like they don't. I don't even know her brother's name because her brother is referred to as Jisoo's brother. Even on YouTube, where like you want to know about the story, it's always Jisoo's brother. And who's front and center? Jisoo. Like Jisoo, every single video, it's Jisoo first, and she has nothing to do with her brother, but like it's almost like she's being blamed for all the bad stuff her brother did. Now her brother helped at the beginning because she started her own management company to promote, to do her solo promotions. And so her family helped her start out at first. So her brother helped her start the company. I think it's called a Blisu, but he doesn't work for the company. Doesn't get paid for the company. But it's just when they first started out, he helped with some of the whatever. He just helped. Okay. And so, there's people talking about, well, we have to protest because of him. And it's just weird that people are always trying to find a reason to attack someone or cancel someone or just, I don't know, just find something to hate when the only person you should be mad at, and I don't know his name because no one calls him by his name. They always call him Jisoo's brother because Jisoo's brother is the one that allegedly sexually assaulted a woman, allegedly blackmailed a woman, and allegedly beat his wife. So I don't know what Jisoo had to do with all that. And then because people were talking about protesting, boycotting Jisoo, I don't know why, because her brother might be part of her company. She had to put out a statement going, no, he actually doesn't work for the company, he doesn't get paid by the company. He has nothing to do with, her acting roles, her singing, her whatever. He did get a credit on a Netflix. I believe it was a. Well, I can look it up. It was a Netflix. I think it was a documentary. Let's see this. Jisoo's brother's name deleted from Netflix credits amid controversy. Production admits credit error. Lawyer denies brothers. Oh, okay. Let's see. This is the only thing that maybe there's a connection, but I've known people who have produced records and they would just put a family member's name on there just so they could have a credit. And I think that's what happened here. But say amid controversy surrounding the private life of Blackpink member Jisoo's family, it was later confirmed that the name of Jisoo's older brother was deleted from the credits of the Netflix series Boyfriend on Demand. Um, yeah, but why was his name on the credits in the first place? Um, a lawyer representing Jisoo stated on the 20th, the current issue is completely unrelated to the artist and Blue. So he added, the artist received limited advice and acted as a manager for some conversations from family members during the preparation phase of Blue Su's establishment. Okay, okay. However, there's been no instance when family members receive compensation. Yeah, so they're just trying to say that he wasn't paid because if he was paid, well then that means we really have to protest. It's just so stupid. Yeah, so like the main reason why they're deleting his name is because they just don't want the crazy fans, not fans, the crazy Twitter freaks to find a reason to start a protest, even though she has nothing to do with his sexual assault allegedly. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. And then another problem with this is okay, like all of these articles, right? All these articles belong to different websites. And then the same thing with Twitter. All of these all of these posts, all these posts are about Jisoo's brother, but notice they all have Jisoo, okay? Okay, there's a few. Okay, so there's two so far that's Jisoo's brother. But every single article Jisoo. Okay, so that's three. But okay, four. But as you can see, every article, Jisoo is mentioned and is in the photo pretty much. Okay. So now the reason why this is because engagement. All of these places get money by people visiting. So like the Korean Herald, the article is about Jisoo's brother, right? But who's on the picture of it? Like who's on the cover? Jisoo, because they get advertisement money for people coming in to see it. So you have to go Jisoo's brother. So the reason why this is getting so much traction is because social media promotes clicks, views, engagement. So the more engagement you get, the more money you get because of advertising. That's why this story is being blown out of proportion because the media is making money off of this, and then people on Twitter who are posting this, they're making money. Like Twitter has engagement, and so that's why it's called engagement farming because you get money the more people that interact with your post. And so since it's money motivated, this story is getting just hyped up, um, inflated because they're using Jisoo. So if you did the same story but took out Jisoo and didn't use her pictures, didn't use anything about her, right? Didn't use, well, she's smoking hot. Didn't use anything Jisoo related and just talked about, and I don't know her brother's name, but just use his name. Go whatever, Michael. Michael was arrested Tuesday for allegedly sexually assaulting a woman and blackmailing her. No one would read the story. Just no one would read the story. None of these YouTube videos would have views. Okay? Like this video has 27K views, and it's all about Jisoo's brother. So if this video was just about her brother and didn't mention have any pictures of, with Jisoo, do you think this would have 27,000 views? No, it wouldn't. Do you think
Jesus' brother
Do you
scandal,
think this
domestic
little
abuse
short would
allegations.
have
Though Jesus' older brother, Kim Jong Un,
I don't
who
know how
is
many
also the
views it has, but
CEO of
whatever.
Biomom, is now.
I'm just saying, like, the problem with this is she's being used. And there's really nothing she can do about it. And that's why the controversy is so bad, because everyone is using her to make money. But I mean, I don't. I mean, it's really not a scandal though. And then here's the thing: like, let's just say her brother does work for her and is getting paid. I don't understand what that has to do with her though. I think my browser stopped working. But anyway, I just don't understand what this has to do with her. But you know, it's just the world we live in. It's because we have people who want to bring her down just because she's famous. There's a lot because you know that's what cancel culture is. It's people sitting around on the internet waiting for a famous person or just something that they can virtue signal. Be like, I'm against this. You know, whatever domestic abuse. Even though it's you know happens every day, you're not out advocating for anything. But if it happens to someone or is connected to someone famous, oh well, now you care. It's just like when they show old training clips of Blackpink and the members like singing to rap, and you know the song will have the N word in it, and they'll be like uh they're racist because a video from whatever 8 years ago when they were training, they were rapping and they said the same word the original song said. And but the video is 8 years old. But now you're gonna act offended, even if there's nothing to be offended about. But like it's that type of person, and that's why we have articles that start out like this and just use her because those are the people that are going to eat all this up because they're jobless. They're just looking for something to hate, and then it forces Jisoo to like makes you know. First of all, Jisoo shouldn't even have to make statements about her brother. She's not. Her brother doesn't work for her. She's not involved with her brother. What does she have? You know, like she has nothing to do with his sexual encounters. Like that's why it makes no sense. But then you're dealing with people who are looking to cancel someone. So I guess it doesn't make sense because you're feeding the cancel culture people. And that's what this is. That dancer looks happy. Oh my god, that dancer is happy. He's like, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Anyway, she probably hooked up with him. But anyway, if you took all of these articles, took out Jisoo's name, and just used his name, you would probably have half of these articles on Twitter. You'd probably have maybe just two or three articles on these major publications. So this story is not going to go away because Jisoo is, you know, one of the best looking women in Korea. You know, if you listen to this podcast, you know, I've been talking about Jisoo for a while. You know, like back when this podcast had seasons, and like each season would be named after a K-pop idol I wanted to sleep with. So like Jisoo was like season I forgot what season, but you know like she was like you know season whatever 2 or something like that. And I remember like because like I've been following Blackpink since they debuted, and like I mean I was a fan of Jisoo since debut, and you can listen to old clips on this podcast years ago of me talking about her. And then the crazy thing was, I didn't find out her age until like a couple of years ago. Like, yeah, like I was 5 years off on her age. For some reason, like when she debuted, I thought she was like 16. But I mean, it doesn't matter. It's not like, well, whatever. But like, yeah, I was off by 5 years, which is crazy. But yeah, like I found out like 2 years ago her real age. I think she's like 30 now. But like I remember like 2 years ago, I'm like, wait, she's 28. I thought she was, and I'm like, I thought she was 23. I was, and it was so crazy because like I've been following them since debut. But like, see, when I say I follow a group, I don't know the personal life. I don't know the birthday. I don't know what they ate for dinner or breakfast, whatever. I follow the content they put out. And like I didn't even know Jisoo had a brother because I don't get into these idols' personal lives. I don't know the birthday. I don't know. Well, I'll know how tall they are because there's always a YouTube video about that for some reason, like a idol's height. And then I know, like when the idols have birthday live casts, I never watch those because like those are boring because they're just like sitting around looking at a cake. I don't find that exciting, But like I'm not emotionally invested in Jisoo. I mean, I like her because she's pretty. I have lots of pictures of her on my wall. Um, and she is the main reason why I like Blackpink, just because I like the way she dances. It's a hot chick dancing, shaking her body, and unlike Jennie and Lisa, she actually doesn't have to show skin because she's actually pretty. So it's almost like a contrast of Jennie and Lisa. It's more like a classy sexy instead of a, I guess, a sultry. We'll use a nice word, a sultry sexy. But I'm going to predict this story because of all the engagement. So you have all, and I'm pretty sure there's a lot more articles. Yeah, so we're on. Yeah, dude, all of. Let's go 10 deep. Yep, let's go 20 deep. Okay, so I've gone 20 in, and every story is still about Jesus' brother. Now, these are from 2 days ago. What's this one's from 6 hours ago? Okay, so see, do you see how crazy it is? I'm on Google, 20 pages in. On the 20th page, these are still stories about her brother, but it starts out with Blackpink's Jisoo's female K-pop idol speak. Okay, so there's. Okay, good. Okay, well that's like one. But anyway, this is not gonna go away because it's getting engagement, and each of these websites is making money. So this story is going to probably be the biggest story for. I mean, like, how long does the trial take? I mean, this might be a top story for months. Now, the thing is, Jisoo can't talk about it because she knows nothing about it. But it's like how many times? See, and this is gonna really be on the press. She's making several public appearances, and like she had to cancel one the other day. But how many press public appearances? Because like she acts and stuff, and so like she's on K dramas. So how many of those press conferences is she going to avoid because it's going to take away from everyone else there? See, that's the thing. Like you might see her disappear from from like public, engagements involving her acting anyway, because it's going to take away from the other actors because they're going to be asking her about her brother instead of asking about the show she's on. Now, if it's her doing solo promotions, then I'm sure she'll still go because after a while they're going to probably just tell the press like you can't ask about her brother because she's not involved in the case and blah 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 blah. But that might take a while too. So like I'm gonna predict anything group related with acting, you won't see her, and she won't take any questions. You won't see her. Blackpink related, you won't see her like at a public event like promoting anything or anything acting. Now solo stuff, you will see her for sure. And then I'm going to predict that her Blackpink, I'm sorry, JYP, right? Not JYP, YG. Blackpink is on YG. YG is going to start to take legal action against people saying that she was involved because that's going to hurt Blackpink. So you're going to see some legal action that way, and then her company Jisoo is going to take legal action against people who are spreading malicious rumors about her being involved with her brother. Now after that happens, she will start making full public appearances because people are gonna go, okay, they're serious, you'll get sued, and all the questions will already have been answered by then. So it's like you can only ask a person the same question so many times before it's like, hey, what are you doing? So I predict 2 months you'll finally see Jisoo making all her public appearances, whether it's acting or Blackpink or solo. So give it 2 months. Anyway, I've said enough. You guys have a good one. I'll talk to you later. Peace.